Hi, everybody. Hello. Hi. Welcome in. Welcome back. Welcome if you're new. So good to see you. So I'm so excited for today's video, guys, because we're doing a tier ranking video of all the 103 books that I read in 2025. I love tier ranking videos. I love watching them, and this is the first one I'm doing on my channel, so this is really exciting. So we're going to just go ahead and jump right in, you guys, because we have 103 books to get through. I'm going to keep this pretty short and sweet. This is not a review, really, of the books. It's just kind of how I'm ranking them on a scale of these tiers. But yeah, we're going to get started. We might be here for a while. So grab a drink, grab a snack, get comfortable, get cozy. Are you good? Are you ready? Ready to go? I'll give you like 10 seconds if you just need to like grab a snack or do what you got to do, and we'll reconvene. Okay, and we'll start. So 10 seconds and go. I'm not wearing a watch. I'm just counting in my head. How's it going? Don't spill anything. Okay. And time. Is it 10 seconds? I have no idea. Just counting in my head. Okay, anyway, I hope you're cozy. I hope you're comfortable. And let's get right into it. Okay, so let's quickly go through all my tiers. So I have 7 tiers. Right at the top are my top tier books, okay? These are the books that I will carry with me on the stairway to heaven, okay? And I'm assuming that stairway is pretty long. So that's saying a lot. Books are heavy. Books are heavy, okay? These are the ones that I would be willing to take on that journey with me. The next tier down is spectacular. Give me 14 of them, okay? Books that are just chef's kiss, okay? The next tier down from that is Locked in My Pensieve. Okay, this is a Harry Potter reference for those of you who know. Okay, these are the ones that I just can't get out of my brain. They were so good. They're stuck. They're stuck in here. The tier after this is Middle Child Syndrome. So these are the books that were really good. I really enjoyed, but they kind of get lost in my mind. So maybe sometimes they'll come to my memory, but other times they're just kind of in the background, but they still were really good reads, really enjoyable. Then the tier down from that is Tug of War. These are books that I'm not really sure how I sit with them still. Maybe I'm not sure how to rate them, or maybe I enjoyed parts of the books, but other parts I didn't enjoy. So those are just kind of ones that I'm still kind of about. I'm playing tug of war, okay, with how I feel about them. Then the next tier down is just meh, okay? These are just, that's pretty self-explanatory, meh. And then the last tier and the worst tier is Should Have Stayed a Tree, which is pretty bad, okay? But yeah, so those are the 7 tiers. So let's go ahead and start, you guys. We have 103 books to get through, so let's do this. Okay, so the first book here is 1984 by George Orwell. Honestly, this one's going to have to go into the tug of war section because I'm still iffy on how I feel about this book. Yeah, we'll keep it there. The next book is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I just finished this book in December, and I'm going to say this one's difficult. I'm going to put it in spectacular. Give me 14 of them. I think this is just such a classic for Christmas. I can see myself rereading it during the holiday season. So yeah, I'm going to put it in spectacular. Give me 14 of them. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I would say this one's Locked in My Pensieve. All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. You know what? I don't remember this book very much. I think it's going to have to go in the meh category. I generally enjoy Colleen Hoover reads when I do read them, but I can't remember this one, so I think we'll just throw it there. Okay, Apprentice to the Villain. I think I'm going to put it in Middle Child Syndrome. There But Forgotten. The series I kind of play tug of war with because I have issues with how it was written, but I really enjoy overall the series and the concept and the characters and the humor. So I think that's a good place to put it. This particular book, I don't remember that much of, but I think that's fitting just because I love the series so much. Okay, Archer's Voice is most definitely locked in my pensieve. Babel by R.F. Kuang. I think this one's a tug of war. There were definitely things I really enjoyed about this book, but there's also a lot that I just didn't and had issues with, so that's a good place to put it. Okay, Beneath the Scarlet Sky by Mark Sullivan. I think, again, this will have to go in the tug of war column. I liked it. I enjoyed the story. It's a historical fiction, but I think I had issues, again, with how it was written, so I think it will go into tug of war. Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. It's a meh. It's a series I could continue, but it's also one that I don't have to. You know, it's not a big deal if I don't finish it either. It was just meh for me. Okay, Bite Me. This is one I'm stuck. You know what? I'm going to put this in the Will Carry With Me. Oh, okay. No, I want you here. Thank you. Will Carry With Me on the Stairway to Heaven, just because this book was so absolutely important for me personally. So, yeah, I think I take this with me to heaven. Okay, the next one is Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldree. I think this is going to have to go into middle child syndrome. I do remember some things about this book. I generally enjoyed this series. I did read Legends and Lattes. But yeah, it's kind of hidden in my memory. So, Britt Marie Was Here by Frederick Bachman. This one, I would say, is locked in my pensieve. It's a good place for it. Okay, our first Magic Treehouse book by Mary Pope Osborne. And this is Buffaloes Before Breakfast. I believe the writing's too small. I can't see it, but from what I can remember, that's what it is. This one was good. I would say locked in my pensieve. I do remember this one. It was very good. Oh, The Captain Underpants and the Wrath of the Wicked Wedgie Woman by Dave Pilkey. Definitely. Actually, you know what, you guys? I'm going to put this in spectacular. Give me 14 of them. This was hilarious. This was so great. This was the pinnacle of my childhood, and this is one of the books I read for my childhood reading video along with the Magic Treehouse series, but it was so good. So good. Okay, I did read Clash of Kings, which is the second book in the Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin. This one was good. I would say this is locked in my pensieve. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, then we have Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner. I'm going to have to put this in middle child syndrome. I don't remember a lot of this book, but I do remember it was a fantastic read when I was reading it, but now it's kind of at the back of my mind. It's fallen into the abyss there, so. Okay, Alice by Christina Henry. Again, I do actually remember quite a bit of this book, but it wasn't like my favorite Christina Henry. It was I really enjoyed, but it's kind of just in the middle there. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. Okay, this is kind of a weird one. I'm going to put it in spectacular, give me 14 of them. But I don't actually remember everything about this book, but I do remember it was a fantastic, fantastic read. So I do think it has to go in this row here. Okay, Sally Hepworth, Darling Girls. I don't even remember this one. If I don't remember anything about it, it has to go in meh. Because, I mean, it must have just been meh. So, Dracula by Bram Stoker. I would say locked in my pensieve, for sure. Okay, my next Magic Treehouse book is Earthquake in the Early Morning, I believe. This one, I think of middle child syndrome. I think this one was just okay. Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This one was meh. It's all right. Exiles. So I read this, I think this was the last book actually I read in 2025, and it's a sci-fi, and oh my gosh, I need to get back into my sci-fi era, guys, because I miss it so much. So this was really good. I think I'm gonna put it in the middle child syndrome. It's still fresh in my mind, but that's because I just read it and I really enjoyed it. But I think it will have to go here. It was a really short read too. So okay, Firefly Lane by Kirsten Hanna. I'm not gonna lie, this wasn't my favorite Kristen Hanna. It was really good. When I read it, I enjoyed the story. I did get emotional, but a lot of it's just kind of gone. So I think it's gonna have to go into the middle child syndrome category. Okay, Funny Story by Emily Henry. This one again is a tough one because I forget a lot of this book, but I know I had the best time with it. But I still think it's gonna have to go into the middle child syndrome category. Oh, okay, Glorious Exploits by Ferdia Lennon. Spectacular. Give me 14 of them. It's such a good book. Okay, our Goosebumps book by R.L. Stine. This was Attack of the Mutant. This one is locked to my pensieve. It was also really good. Loved that. Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. I absolutely adored. What is the first book called? I can't even remember now. It Happened One Summer. I absolutely love that book, so I wanted to read this one to complete the series. And I didn't enjoy this one as much, but I did still like it. So this one's gonna have to go into middle child syndrome, I would say. Okay, Hooked by Emily McIntyre. I wanted to like this one. I love the story of Peter Pan, and I like reimaginings of it. I love that, but this one was a flop for me. Is this a YA series? I think it might be. Anyway, I did read like one. I'm gonna say this one's a tug of war. I wanted to like it. There were elements I did. I like the concept, but it just overall didn't work for me. So we'll leave it there. Okay, The Horseman by Christina Henry. This one was just meh. Again, it just didn't work for me. I wanted to like it, and it just totally fell flat. So okay, next we have I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. And I'm going to say Spectacular. Give me 14 of them. I loved her writing. I loved hearing about her life story. It was just overall fantastic. If the Shoe Fits by Julie Murphy. I'm going to have to say Tug of War. I do remember probably like 80% of this book was really good. And then at some point it just started to kind of not work for me anymore. But I did really enjoy the concept and the way that it started out. So I think that one's kind of a tug of war in how I feel about it. It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. I would say Spectacular. Give me 14 of them. I really enjoyed this series. Okay, Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. Spectacular. Give me 14 of them. That was easy. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I think this will have to go into middle child because I don't remember too much about this, but I do know I enjoyed that read. Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. This one's locked in my pensieve. It was definitely very good. Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I love Riley Sager, and this one I actually did enjoy, but a lot of it is lost to my memory, so it's going to have to go into the middle child syndrome. Moon of the Crusted Snow. And I'm not going to pronounce this author's first name because I will butcher it, but his last name is Rice. And I really, really enjoyed this read. It actually was a reread when I didn't realize that at the time. But yeah, it was fantastic. So I would say this one is locked in my pensieve now. It wasn't the first time, but okay, another Magic Treehouse. This is Mummies in the Morning, I think. This one is Middle Child Syndrome. I don't remember this one too much. I do remember it, but yeah, it wasn't like my favorite of this series. Okay, our first Boxcar Children book, which again I read from my childhood reading video. This is The Mystery on Blizzard Mountain. This one was good. It wasn't my favorite though. So I'm going to say Middle Child Syndrome for this one. Next of Kin by Kia Abdullah. I remember I was so intrigued about this book because it's like a psychological thriller about a young child who gets left in a car on a hot day and he ends up passing. And so it's kind of just about who is held responsible, like who's at fault. Was it intentional? Was it not? I don't actually remember much of it. I remember the concept sounded so amazing, but I can't remember a thing. So it must have just been a meh book. Okay, Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I think this will have to go into tug of war. I do remember this was one that I liked, but I honestly don't remember too much about it. Again, I've said before, I have a complicated relationship with Taylor Jenkins Reid and her novels. We don't always vibe. So I think this one's going to have to go into tug of war. I do remember I did enjoy it overall. Should we move it to Middle Child Syndrome? No, I think I'll leave it in tug of war. I'll leave it in tug of war. I did like it, but it was just eh. Okay, Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I actually really enjoyed this book. The ending was kind of like, hey, what's happening here? I feel like it's a pretty popular opinion. Most people are like, what the heck is going on here? But overall, I really enjoyed this read. So I'm going to say, you know what? It is a Middle Child Syndrome. I remember the highlights of it, but I don't remember the full story. So Middle Child. Okay, Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Middle Child Syndrome. I can't remember much of this book, but I do know that I did enjoy reading that book at the time. Okay, Peyton Place, which I did recently read. This one's kind of, I think it's in between Middle Child and Locked My Pensieve. I think it's locked in there because it's so fresh in my mind because I did read it at the end of 2025. I'm putting it into Locked My Pensieve because it is a very unique novel to anything I've ever read, so I do think it deserves a spot there. Okay, Piranesi, Susanna Clark. This one, I do forget like the details of this book for the most part, though. It is locked in my pensieve, and this one was a really good read. Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. I remember being really disappointed with this one, so it's going to have to go into the meh column. Recursion by Blake Crouch. Again, I would say spectacular. Give me 14 of them. I can't remember everything about this book, but I do know that it was a fantastic read at the time. Moving on, Stephen King's Salem's Lot. This one's a tug of war. I do remember it. I really did enjoy my read, but I'm not sure how I feel about the direction that this book took, and I did talk about that when I did my wrap-up. I think I would have preferred a different ending. So I don't know. Like I said, it was a really good read. I enjoyed my time reading it, but there were certain things that could have made it a better read for me, I think, anyway. Our next Abby Jimenez is Say You'll Remember Me. This one is in the Middle Child Syndrome category. Okay. Our next Boxcar Children. This is the Science Fair Sabotage. I really did like this one. So I would say this one is locked in my pensieve. Sign Here by Claudia Lux. Okay, this one is one that I wanted to like so bad, again, because of the concept, but it just did not work for me at all. And so because of that, it's going to have to go where no book should ever go. Okay, guys, but it's going to have to go into the should have stayed a tree column, only because I think if a concept is so brilliant, but the execution is poor, I feel like you just shouldn't have written it in the first place. And I'm not trying to insult the author. This is just my personal opinion. I would still say read this book and give it a try if it sounds good to you, because you might feel very differently. But for me, it just didn't work, and I feel like I would have preferred the same concept but just executed much differently. But yeah, that one, for me at least, should have stayed a tree. Okay, the next one is Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. You guys know how I feel about this book and this series in general. I adore this series. So do I want to take this with me? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to. I'm going to take this with me on the Stairway to Heaven. Okay, Sons and Soldiers by Bruce Henderson. This one's for sure a tug of war for me. Excellent information, mind-blowing history, but it read very textbooky, so that kind of took away from the experience of it. So, okay, next up is Stoner by John Williams. This one was really, really good, you guys. So I'm going to have to say, so this one's going to have to go into spectacular. Give me 14 of them. Really good read. The Atlas 6 by Olive Blake. Honestly, you guys, I'm surprised at where this is going to fall, but I think this is just going to go into should have stayed a tree. I kind of feel the same way about Sign Here. I had such high expectations about this book, and it just didn't meet any of them. I think it could have been so fantastic, and it just was boring to me, and I wasn't having a good time. The writing is really nice. I will definitely try Olive Blake again, but yeah, this one just didn't work for me. So, sorry. Okay, The Au Pair Affair by Tessa Bailey. This one was just meh. The Color Purple by Alice Walker. This one's not even a question. I will carry this baby with me on the Stairway to Heaven. It's light too, so there's that. The Crash by Frida McFadden. I'm going to have to say Middle Child Syndrome for this one. Ooh, okay, The Diamond as Big as the Ritz by Scott F. Fitzgerald. This one is a tug of war. So this was a really short satirical story. I enjoyed the messaging. I'm just not sure if I liked the execution, how it was done specifically. But yeah, so I think I'll put it in the tug of war column. The Favorites by Lane Fargo. You know what? This book really gave me the feeling that I got when I read when I was younger, where I just could not put the book down. I was eating up the drama. So I'm going to have to say spectacular. Give me 14 of them. The Four Winds by Kirsten Hanna. Ooh, this one's tough. No, actually, I'm going to say spectacular. Give me 14 of them. Yeah. The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. Spectacular. Give me 14 of them. Okay, our third and final Boxcar Children book. This is the Mystery of the Graveyard Ghost or something of that nature. This one, Middle Child Syndrome. Okay, The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Ooh, where do I want to place you? It's going to be in either one of the top two tiers. I'm just conflicted on which one. You know, I feel like I would take this with me to heaven because I could definitely see myself rereading that book quite a bit. The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I would say this is locked in my pensieve. It was a YA, so it wasn't quite for me, but it was very well done. So I think it should go there. The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride. This one's a tug of war for me. This one was one of those that, again, conceptually had potential, but it just didn't live up to that. And it was really disorganized. And yeah, this book, I think in summation, all the ingredients were there, but they weren't put together properly. So yeah, that one's tug of war. The House That Horror Built by Christina Henry. This one was just meh. It did have the scary elements that I love, but it wasn't my favorite Christina Henry. The Inmate by Frida McFadden. This will have to go in Middle Child Syndrome. I don't quite remember that one, but I feel like most Frida McFadden sit in that category. Okay, so now we have The Library of Legends by Janie Chang. This one was meh. It was okay. I have conflicted feelings about this one, but yeah, it was just meh. Okay, The Mango Tree by Annabelle Tomatich. This one was really funny. This is a memoir. I would say spectacular. Give me 14 of them. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This was a really good read. I would put this in Locked in My Pensieve. I enjoyed that one. Ooh, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. You guys, I just spoke about this book in my top 25 of 25. I love this read, so I would say spectacular. Give me 14 of them. The Overnight Guest by Heather Gudenkoff. This one was a tug-of-war for me. Elements I liked, elements I didn't. Overall, it was just kind of an okay read. So we'll leave it there. The Paris Apartment by Kelly Bowen. This one was spectacular. Give me 14 of them. The Perfect Couple by Ellen Hilderbrand. This one was just meh. It was just meh. There. The Perfect Son by Frida McFadden. Middle Child Syndrome. I feel like all Frida McFaddens are in here now. The Road by Cormac McCarthy. This is Locked in My Pensieve, for sure. Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I don't remember this book, not a bit, so it must have just been meh. Okay, The Three Body Problem by Sin Jin Liu. This one was a roller coaster of a read, you guys. It was really good. I've seen this show and I really loved it. That led me to read the book. But again, there were some times in the book I was just bored to death. So I think it's going to have to go into tug of war because I still really don't know how I feel about that book. The Wedding Witch by Erin Sterling. Spectacular. Give me 14 of them. Love this series. Okay, The Women by Kirsten Hanna. This one's still a tug of war for me. I overall really enjoyed this read. Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. I don't remember this, not a bit, so it must have been meh. The Silent Woods. Okay, this is Middle Child Syndrome. I do get memories of this book at times, but for the most part, it's lost to me now. Thorn Hedge by T. Kingfisher. I think this is a tug of war. I did really enjoy it, but something about it just didn't vibe with me. I don't know why, but I will definitely read more T. Kingfisher. This was my first read by her, so. Okay, our next Magic Treehouse is Tigers at Twilight. I did really like this one, so I'm going to put it in spectacular. Give me 14 of them. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. You know, you guys, I think I will take this with me to heaven just because I think this book could occupy me for so long. Just with all the descriptions of the sea life, like I could read this book over and over again and probably never get bored with it. I could read this book an infinite amount of times and still probably learn something new every time. So we'll take that with me. Okay, another Magic Treehouse. This is Twister on Tuesday. This one was good. I would say this one, spectacular. Give me 14 of them. This one I do remember quite vividly as well. Ooh, okay, Until Next Summer by Ali Brady. This book was so nostalgic for me. It's about a summer camp for adults, okay? And I really do like Ali Brady. They're very similar in their writing style to Christina Lauren. I'm going to put this in Locked in My Pensieve. Yeah. Us Against You by Frederick Bachman. This is the second book in the Beartown series, and I adore this book. I absolutely love this book, but I think I wouldn't take it with me to heaven because I don't want to get depressed. So I'm going to put it in spectacular. Give me 14 of them. Oh, okay, we're going to have to lose a column here while I go down just a little bit. War D by Frida McFadden. Yeah, Middle Child Syndrome. Okay, We Used to Live Here by Marcus Cleaver. This one honestly was just meh for me. It was just okay. I don't really get all the hype behind that book. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This one's a tug of war. It's definitely unique to anything I've ever read before, so I did like that. I like the style of writing, but it was just meh, honestly. So yeah, I think Tug of War is the best place to put that. Ooh, okay, Wintering by Catherine May. Again, this was in my top 25 of 25 in the #1 spot. So I think, you guys, this one will have to come with me to heaven. I would carry that with me. Oh, Worst Case Scenario by TJ Newman. This was #2 in my top 25 of 25. I adore this book. I adore TJ Newman. I'm taking it with me. This is a lot of books. That might be a bit of a load. Yellow Face by R.F. Kuang. I think this one is going to be a tug of war read for me. Yeah. Okay, Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. I can't remember this book, so it has to be a meh. Okay, and this should be our last Magic Treehouse book. This is Pirates Before Noon? No, Pirates Past Noon. Again, I can't read the writing. It's so small. Yeah, it's Pirates Past Noon. So this one, I think, was Middle Child Syndrome. This one was okay. Okay, Red Queen by Christina Henry. Middle Child Syndrome for this one. I do remember this, but not too vividly. Ooh, okay. Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. This one, I think I'll have to put this in the tug of war column because it didn't work for me. Oh, where'd it go? I lost it. Okay, but it is going in the tug of war column. It didn't work for me, but it was actually a really good book. I think maybe it wasn't for me at the time, or I don't know, something, but yeah, so it's gonna go there. Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. I think this will have to go into Middle Child Syndrome. I do know I really enjoyed that read at the time. I do remember it, but not all the details. So we'll stick it there, but I am really excited to read my next Adrienne Young because this one was really good. The Berry Pickers by Amanda Peters. This one, I would say Middle Child Syndrome as well. It was okay. I had higher expectations for this one, but overall it was a good read. Okay guys, we're down to our very last book, which is The Push by Ashley Audrine. This was such a good read. It didn't make my top 25 of 2025, which I'm still kind of conflicted about, but it was really good. So it's gonna have to go into spectacular. Give me 14 of them. There we have it, you guys. So we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books in the Will Carry With Me on the Stairway to Heaven column, and 2 in the worst column, which is Should Have Stayed a Tree. I think that's not too bad. I think I can manage 7 books on that journey. And yeah, most of the books that I read kind of fall within the middle somewhere. Like I kind of said in my last video as well, like I had a really good reading year. I wouldn't say it was the greatest, but it was not bad. I had a lot of kind of middle tier books, which you can see here. So yeah, but that's really it, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed my first tier ranking video ever. It certainly won't be our last. Like I said, I love these. And hopefully none of these offended you too much if some of your favorite books fell in low tiers. But yeah. So this is kind of what I consider to be the finale for 2025, you guys. So moving forward, it's all going to be new content, new year, 2026, okay? But I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoy videos like this. Do you like watching them? Do they bore you to tears? Can you not sit through them? Because I know they're longer videos, but I will sit through tier ranking videos. I love them so much. I hope you guys are doing so very well. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, okay? And subscribe. Subscribe if you want, okay? If you want to see my face in other videos. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.